Hello there, gorgeous collective, and welcome to today's future spouse pick a card reading with me, the high maintenance hippie. And in today's pick a card reading, I want to find out how people will view you and your future spouse. So let's get straight into this one, guys, and choose one of these three piles if you want to find out that juicy information. Pile number 1 is telepathic, pile number 2 is enlightenment, and pile number 3 is heart. I highly recommend that you go with your first gut instinct. Spirit's going to guide you towards the pile which has the most relevant information for you, and once you've chosen your pile, I shall see you in your reading. Hello there, beautiful pile number 1s. Welcome to your reading. Let's find out how people will view you and your future spouse. So you guys chose the telepathic card here, which tells me that you will have an instant knowing in your soul when you meet this person or when you first interact with this person that this is somebody that's going to be very prominent in your life. Now, for some of you, you will have that instant knowing that this is going to be your future spouse. But then for some of you, it may just be that knowing that there is a connection here and it is strong. Now, I feel for some of you, you may meet this person through a friends group or some kind of community. And then for others, I do think you may meet this person online. But either way, whether it's when you first lock eyes with this person or when you first interact with this person online, you are going to just know that there is some fated connection between you guys. Now, I do think that there could be past life connections here. For some of you, this could be a past life lover, but I do think for a few of you, this could be a past life sibling. And I know that sounds a little bit weird, but I do have to say what I see here, because there's something around you guys being very different on the outside, but being so similar at the core. Now, I do think that this is going to be a bit of a journey that you guys are going to go on, a bit of a learning journey, because I can see that you are both supposed to be learning something from the other person. Now, with this Queen of Cups here and this King of Swords, for ease sake, I do want to say that you could be the Queen of Cups and they could be the King of Swords. Bear in mind, these aren't genders, these are energies. So Queen energy is more of that Venusian energy. It attracts. And then we've got the King energy, which is more of that Martian energy, which goes and gets. Okay, and you can flip these round if you want. If you resonate more with the more masculine kind of go-getter energy, you can be the King of Swords in this situation. But for ease sake, I'm going to say that you are the Queen of Cups and they are the King of Swords. So this tells me that the Queen of Cups, she is somebody who's very nurturing, somebody who's very loving, somebody who's very sensitive. She is very strong in her feminine energy. But I do want to say, if you do resonate with this Queen of Cups energy, you could be somebody who may struggle to say no, or you could be somebody who struggles to speak your mind. And then we've got the King of Swords energy, who is quite dry, very logical, not really up in those emotions. So the King of Swords may be a little bit too harsh. So I do feel that if you do resonate with the Queen of Cups energy, you bring the water, the emotion into your future spouse's life. You soften them, you help them have more empathy, where they understand other people's points of views as well. Because I do feel when you first meet your future spouse, they may have very strict views on their beliefs, on things that are going on in the world. And then your King of Swords energy, they're going to come into your life and they're going to give you a little bit of that assertiveness so that you can learn to say no more, you can learn to speak your mind more. So yes, I can see a very strong purpose for you guys coming together, but you can also see where I'm seeing that you guys look very different on the outside, but on the inside, there is a very, very strong bond. Now, this won't be for everybody, but I do think for some of you, this could be a twin flame here, just because this is giving me very twin flame energy when I've got like the telepathic card here, and these two look like twins that are connecting with one another. And also it does make a lot of sense with you guys being like so similar at the core and being drawn to each other from on a soul level to learn lessons. Now, I do think that for some of you, there could be some cultural differences or differences in like belief systems. So that could be the case for some of you, because I do see distance between you for some of you. So different countries, you could live at different countries or in different countries, sorry, and there could be seas in between you, okay? But again, this doesn't have to be for everybody. This is probably more for those who meet this person online rather than meeting this person through a community or friends group. I do want to say for some of you, you could meet this person through work if you are traveling overseas for work, okay? You could work for the same company, but there are different offices around the world or different offices around the country, and you guys could meet at some kind of convention. Now, this won't be for everybody, and I don't want to put people off, but with the Seven of Swords here and the Justice in reverse, some of you could meet this person when they are in a marriage or a relationship and vice versa. Again, this isn't going to be for everybody, so don't get hung up on those details. But for those of you who may have already met this person and this person's in a relationship or married, or you could be in a relationship or married, it could be an indication to say, yeah, you've chosen the right pile, and that, yeah, we are talking about your future spouse here. So some of you could end a relationship or a marriage or vice versa to be together. So yeah, at first it just looks like a lot of people see you guys as being very different for some reason. It makes me think there could be quite a bit of an age difference between you as well. Because this King of Swords energy, the Swords energy doesn't necessarily mean age, but for some reason I'm getting this like Aquarian Saturn energy coming in with this person. So this person could be an Aquarius. They could have their Saturn in Aquarius. And Saturn is the traditional ruler of Aquarius. Uranus is the modern ruler of Aquarius. So Saturn representing an age difference. And I do think in time, people around you, friends, family, onlookers, will slowly but surely start to see that you guys actually are a match. Now, I don't think you're going to face any adversity. I don't think there's going to be family uproars or friendship uproars, although I will say there could be some secrecy with regards to this relationship at first, which makes me think that for some of you who do meet this person through a friends group, maybe you have to keep it on the low, keep it stum, until you guys know that you are definitely serious, for you to then say, hey, we ended up getting together. Okay, or if this is like a family thing, maybe you guys again try and keep it on the low until you guys are definitely sure that you are going to take this relationship further, until you say, hey, family, look, accept us. I've met somebody and they could be a little bit different to what you were expecting for me. But with the Sagittarius energy as well, I've literally just noticed this on the board. It can talk about those cultural differences and those differences in belief systems here. But the thing is, like, it's such a positive for you guys, because you are going to teach each other about each other's cultures, each other's belief systems, each other's traditions. And of course, you know, you're going to teach your future spouse to be more soft, empathic, and vice versa. They're going to learn to be, they're going to teach you to be more assertive and things like that. So this really is a relationship of learning and discovery, and it really is going to expand you both as souls. There could be a lot of travel between you guys. It could be that you guys travel a lot to see each other, or it could be that you guys decide to do a lot of traveling. I'm just looking at this Six of Swords in reverse, because Six of Swords upright is healing, move into calmer waters. Because remember, this is people's perceptions. I think a lot of people will view this relationship from the outside as being a lot of hard work, but it's not hard work for you both, because you are so enamored with each other, you are so attracted to each other, and that's a big thing here. I do think you guys are a pair of hotties, because I do see people looking at you guys and thinking, wow, you'd make absolutely adorable kids, like beautiful, beautiful children, because I feel for this Queen of Cups energy, we've got very soft features, very feminine looking, like the epitome of beauty. I don't know whether you are a water sign. You could be a Cancer, but we could also be looking at Pisces, Scorpio here as well. But specifically, I can see Cancer energy with you, and I can see Neptunian energy. So I don't know whether you've got Neptune conjunct midheaven, Neptune conjunct the ascendant, Neptune in the first house, Neptune conjunct Venus, or Neptune trine Venus, something like that in your chart, which gives you this like really etheric or ethereal, is that the right word to use? Beauty. Like, you are the epitome of beautiful. Now, if you are a masculine here, I do want to say you are a masculine who has very soft features and is a very beautiful masculine. I don't know whether you've ever seen, I'm thinking of a guy that I've seen on YouTube Shorts recently, and he's got beautiful curly hair, very soft features, but like quite a chiseled jawline. So he has like a look of femininity to him, but he's extremely attractive. So he's not the kind of guy that you'd say, for he's fit, or he's like hot. You'd just be like, whoa, he's beautiful. It's very Cillian Murphy. For me, I've only got one celebrity crush. Like seriously, only one celebrity crush, that is Cillian Murphy. But when I look at him, I don't go, what, yeah. I look at him, I'm like, wow, he's like a work of art. He's beautiful. So I feel like if you are a masculine resonating more with this Queen of Cups energy, you are beautiful. But if you are feminine, again, you are beautiful. Like there's just something so beautiful about you where people get lost when they look into your eyes. And then your future spouse, if we're resonating with the King of Swords energy for your future spouse, they're very chiseled. They look very mean. They could be the kind of person where they look a lot more serious than they actually are. You could look at this person and feel very intimidated by their appearance, very intimidated by the way that they stare and glare, is what I want to say. But when you get to actually talk to this person on the level, you can find that they're quite witty. Even though their wit is going to be very dry, I think their wit could actually be a little bit inappropriate at times, but I think you kind of like that inappropriacy because there's something around you not being the most rebellious, is what I want to say. You may have it in you to be like, oh, I wish I could be more rebellious, where this person is very rebellious. So even though you don't come across as very rebellious on the outside, you really admire that rebellion because on the inside it lives within you, you just haven't practiced it yet. So even though their humor is a little bit inappropriate, I do think deep down you're gonna really vibe with it. You're gonna be like, I like this about my future spouse. But yeah, physically you both look the part, but again, very different looks. You know, your look is very soft, their look is very stern, and again, it's that difference that people see on the outside where it's like, what a beautiful mix, but there's a difference there. And I don't think your physical appearances make people think that you shouldn't be together. I don't even think it's like, oh, I wouldn't put those two together. I don't think it's that case at all. I just think your beauties are in very different ways. Does that even make sense? Your beauties are in very different ways. You're both beautiful in your own individual ways. I do think there's going to be like hair colour difference and things like that. There could be eye colour difference here too. And for some of you, I do think you're going to be, yeah, from a different country as them as well. But yeah, I'm just picking up the babies. Like the babies are going to be absolutely gorgeous. Now, I do think that you're that couple where when people get to know you both on the level and get to see you both interacting together, people's minds will switch, okay? Friends, family, the people who know you, okay? I generally think normal onlookers, like if you guys are in a restaurant or anything like that, I think regular onlookers will look at you guys and go, wow, what a gorgeous couple. It's the people closest to you that are like, oh, I just didn't expect it. Or for some of you, if this is like family and there were particular expectations from family, it could be a little bit of proving yourselves as a couple. But when people see you together interacting, holding hands, touching each other, even like just kissing in public, people start to feel the vibe. And I do think you guys are the kind of people who finish each other's sentences, and I do think people will witness both of you developing throughout the relationship and making changes to each other and yourselves throughout the relationship. And this isn't forceful changes. Makes me think as well, it could be friends or family members as well saying, why have you changed yourself for your future spouse? And you're like, no one forced me to change myself. I've just been positively influenced by my future spouse. So yes, there could be some proving here when it comes to your connection, because I do think, because this is a very expansive connection where you're both going to be learning a lot, I do think that people very close to you will notice the changes in both of you, and they may question why the changes are happening without knowing that the changes are through love and through evolution and evolvement, personal evolution. You're being influenced by your future spouse. Your future spouse is being influenced by you. Nobody is forcing anything to do anything in this relationship. As I said, in time, people will start to see the benefits in your relationship. They will start to see that the changes are beneficial. And I do see you guys rising up. I'm getting royals coming through for some reason. I mean, the Queen and the King are royals here. Yeah, because there's intimidation coming through now. I think your future spouse intimidates a lot of people. I think your future spouse may give you the strength to start speaking up more. And maybe friends or family members don't like it at first because they're a bit shocked. But it helps you feel more comfortable in friends groups and family situations because you don't feel like as much is expected of you. So there's a massive positive here, but everything in this connection here ends positively, by the way. But in the initial stages, you may have friends being like, why are you saying no? Or family members being like, you've always been okay with this, why are you suddenly not okay with this? And it's like, because I've never been okay with it, but I've just never had the strength or the confidence put into me to be able to tell you that I've never been okay with it. But yeah, I'm getting you guys being like a royal couple that gets together and people are like, oh God, like it'll never work. Through jealousy, by the way, there's a lot of jealousy within this connection too, but oh gosh, it'll never work. And then you guys end up becoming like king and queen and becoming like household names. It's like it's like a very iconic couple is actually what I want to say. And when it comes to being iconic, it's like there's a lot expected from you guys at the get-go. And because there's a lot expected for you guys, because the people around you care about you so deeply and the people around your future spouse care about them so deeply, there is expectation on both ends. Now, if you didn't have all of this love around you both, you wouldn't have faced the challenges at the beginning that you guys face when it comes to your friends and family's opinions. By the way, it doesn't mean that it's going to be friends and family. For some of you, it could just be family. For some of you, it could just be friends. Or a friend or a family member, okay? This doesn't have to be everybody is against you, because I don't see that at all. But because there's a lot expected from you both, you do have to prove yourselves. Where if you were somebody like me, for instance, where I don't have much family at all, I wouldn't have to prove this relationship. If they didn't have much family at all, we would have nothing to prove. We would just be together and we would never have to go through that proving stage. But you guys have to prove your relationship and your connection just because you've got so much love around you. So please don't be disheartened that there is a phase of having to prove yourselves, because you do reach the point with this Lovers and the Wheel of Fortune here where people start to really admire you. It could even be your future spouse going to the first dinner around your house with the family, and maybe the father is like, oh, I don't know about this one. And you're like, oh, that's a little bit disheartening because I genuinely thought you'd think he was amazing. And then fast forward to Christmas, a year after that situation, and your dad, your father, is like really, really loving your future spouse now. Like your father's like, I didn't like you at first. I thought there was something a bit dodgy about you, but my goodness gracious, you are the perfect man for my beautiful daughter. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of energy I'm feeling here. But at first, I don't know whether your future spouse actually does have a very, very, very intimidating presence. And maybe your future spouse, whether they're male or female, they may intimidate the same gender as them. So if they are male, they may intimidate the males in the family. So your father, your brothers, your uncles or something like that. And if they're female, it will be, the mothers, the sisters and things of that nature. But once they realise that your future spouse just has a very stern exterior and like they're very protective of themselves, once your future spouse lets down those barriers and boundaries and they start showing their lighter side, their humour, and also when they start, or your feminine energy starts rubbing off on them, they're going to be really well integrated with your family. And this could be vice versa as well, the same vice versa, because your beauty could really intimidate people on their side of the family at first, but when they realise that you're just so real and beautiful and lovely, they're going to be like, yes, I can see it now. I can see it, and now these are our favourite couple. So it could even be that there could be siblings, for instance. Maybe on their side of the family there could be siblings, and there could be a couple maybe a sibling has a girlfriend or a boyfriend or husband, or a boyfriend or a girlfriend. No, what am I saying? A boyfriend, you know what I'm saying. A sibling could have a girlfriend, or a sibling could have a boyfriend. And they could have been like the favoured couple of the family. And then you come in and they're like, oh, I don't know about this one. But then you guys, like a year later, end up taking top spot for the favourite couple of the family. Okay. Yes. But here again, growth. Just here to tell me that this is a relationship of growth. And whenever something grows, it always starts out as a seed. And that seed is normally dug deep, deep within the soil. And sometimes, you know, if you're fertilising your crops, dug deep, deep down in the SHIT. But as soon as you guys start sprouting and people start seeing like the leaves and the stem of your relationship, that's when people start taking notice. And then when you guys flower, oh my goodness gracious, your relationship ends up being beautiful and inspirational to those around you. So part number one, if you have made it this far, please drop this video a lovely like. And if you do like content like this, be sure to subscribe, because I want to see more of you, and comment down below if you have anything to say at all. Until next time, part number ones, take care. Part number two, hello there you beautiful people, welcome to your reading. Let's find out how people will view you and your future spouse. So you guys chose enlightenment, and this enlightenment card says, with enlightenment there is no separation. We recognize that we are one with the divine. So this tells me that you and your future spouse are going to be really tight. It's like a ride or die kind of relationship. It's also an I've got your back relationship. So you guys cannot be penetrated. Nobody can get in between you and your future spouse. You're very, very strong and tight knit. Now, I don't know whether you guys will be expressing your relationship very openly in some way. Now, this could be online. You guys could create content where you incorporate each other. You guys could be in business together as well. Okay, you could own a business together, because there's a lot of finances, money and success surrounding your relationship. But either way, it's very public, so people see this. And I do feel like there's a bit of jealousy creeping in with regards to you guys, coming from maybe like a friend or two. But I see a lot of the jealousy coming from like the general public who don't even really know you that well. And I do think it's because there's some kind of outwardly expression of the tightness, the love and the romance that you guys have together. Because I can see you guys being very financially successful. I can see you guys having a beautiful home. And I mean, not an average home, like this is a goals kind of home. I see you guys traveling. I see you guys being able to visit all the countries that you want to visit. I see there being expressions of romance, so people giving each other flowers, opening doors for one another. A lot of chivalry is what I'm seeing here. So I don't know whether you or your future spouse, or both of you, were brought up in homes where the romance never died between your parents, or whether one or both of you grew up in homes where the romance was dead and you were like, no, like I do not want to live a life with no romance. So you knew what you were looking for when you met your future spouse. You knew what you wanted. You knew you wanted somebody who buys you flowers. You knew you wanted somebody who's going to open the car door for you. And I'm not seeing this as like one partner being under the thumb and having to do all this stuff all the time, but there's a chivalryness there that really works in this relationship. And I think people view that. So just say you are two CEOs or directors of a company, people will see your future spouse coming into the office and giving you flowers for no reason whatsoever, okay, things like that. I do think there are some people with this jealousy who may, yeah, okay. So with regards to you guys as well, because you are both high value people, top tier league people, I do think a lot of people fancy your spouse, and I think a lot of people fancy you. So I do think people are going to try and sneak in to come and get a little bit of what you guys have with each other, but it's not going to happen. But I do see that coming in as well. Now, I think you are the couple that always shines at every dinner party. There's like a classiness to you guys. It's like you like to go to dinner parties. You're both very social. I'm getting like Aries energy with them. Could even be looking at like Taurus energy for your future spouse. And I'm getting like air energy for you, so like Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. I am getting a little bit of air for your future spouse as well. So I don't know whether your future spouse could be like an Aries sun, Aries moon, Aries rising, but then they might have like an air Mercury, like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Mercury. But yeah, there's something very sociable about you guys. So you guys always come across really well in public. People think that you are the perfect match. And I do want to say, there's a little bit of a similarity when it comes to your appearance. Now, I said this for pole number 1, and when I said it for pole number 1, I thought it was a little bit weird, but I'm going to say it for you guys because it's coming up again. But I do feel a very strong past life connection with you guys. The thing is, when it comes to a future spouse, the majority of people will have a past life connection with this person. You just will, because you'll be part of the same soul tribe. But I feel that this person could have been a sibling in a past life, or a family member rather than a romantic partner in a past life, and you've came back in this life and you still have that very strong devotion for each other, like I've got your back, you've got my back, but this time you're in a relationship, but you guys are here to build a legacy. Very, very strongly, I'm feeling you guys are here to build a legacy. I don't know whether you guys have kids a little bit later on in your relationship, so maybe you wait until your 30s, or maybe one of you is like in their 40s, the other one's in their 30s when you have kids. It doesn't have to be for everybody, but that's coming through. Now, I also see there being a father figure, and it could be your father figure, potentially, who's worried that your future spouse is going to whisk you away. Because I see moving here, I see either moving long distance. Okay, this could be within the same country or moving to another country. And there being like it doesn't even have to be a father figure, you know, it can just be the kind of like boss of the family. So this could easily be a mother who is kind of like, you know, the godmother of the family, if you know what I mean, instead of the godfather. But they don't like you moving away. I don't know whether some of you have always wanted to move away, and maybe you do have a family member that's always been keeping you tied to where you live. I do actually sense for some of you there could be multiple homes as well, but the home that you choose to reside in permanently is the home that's away from your hometown or away from where you live now. But yeah, there seems to be a family member who's not very happy about this, and I think it's you, that you're being taken away to another country. But I do think this move to another country could have something to do with career, something to do with business. Because I do see you guys retiring as a couple, and this is the thing, like, you guys are going to make it all the way until the end. This is the only marriage that you're going to experience when you meet this person. You guys are tied together completely. It's like if you are two trees, and I do see you guys as two trees because of how like solid and stable you both are. But if you guys are two trees, your roots are so entangled that even if you wanted to chop down one of the trees, you wouldn't be able to. Now that makes no sense, does it? Because you can't chop down a tree and remove the roots, but just say you wanted to move one of the trees. I don't know, can you move trees? Can you pull up all their roots and move a tree and plant it somewhere else? Let's just say you're both small trees at this point that you can move and you can uproot. You wouldn't be able to separate you both. You know, the people moving the tree would get underground and go, wow, if we move this tree's going to suffer. And that sounds really bad. That sounds like you guys can't be without each other, but I didn't really mean it like that. It's just the fact that you guys are so entwined, you can't imagine a relationship with another person. And vice versa, you know, they could never ever imagine life with another person. Like, nobody is going to be more perfect for them than you. And I do think you are both the types who are attracted to people's mindsets and intellect. So that's another thing that you both share, where you aren't going to be and my phone just went off as a confirmation, but you aren't going to be swayed by an attractive face. They're not going to be swayed by an attractive face, because you're only interested in intellect. It's intellect that builds that physical attraction towards a person. But you two are so entwined together, you never let anybody get that close to you to be able to mentally connect in that way, to be attracted to another person. So I think that's a massive benefit that you both have. And we've got so much 8th house energy coming up here, which of course tells me that you guys are going to be extremely abundant together. But it's also telling me that your SE actual connection is absolute fire. Like, you are never going to lose that SE actual connection. The attraction between you guys is unmatchable. I feel for you guys, you are always going to, you're going to be the kind of couple where even like 10 years into the marriage, you will tell people, I don't know why you're telling people this, but maybe somebody asks you and they're like, how's your sex life now you've been married for 10 years? And you're both like, yeah, I've got my phone going off again to confirm. And you guys are like, oh, we still do it on a daily basis, or we still do it multiple times a day, like, where it's quite ridiculous. And obviously these are the days that you're together, these are the days that you're in the same vicinity, because I do think because of work you may both be separate for short periods of time. But yeah, the days that you guys spend together, you're doing it like at least once a day is what I want to say. Or you're making time for romance, you're making time for that intimacy. You are the type of couple as well, I want to say, that will always sleep in the same bed with each other. Another big thing as well, you know, it's really important that as a couple you do sleep with each other, because while you're sleeping you're still building, creating and restoring that bond. There's an R word that I can't think of right now, I do apologize. But yeah, you guys will always share a bed, and there's such a beautiful balance between you guys. And what I want to say with you guys, pile number 2, is you both did the work on yourselves before you met, and that is why this relationship flows so well and is so balanced. And you probably think, well, shouldn't we always do the work before we meet our person? Some people don't. You know, some people, they're fated to do the work when they're with a person. But with you guys, and I feel pile number 1 was like that, you know, they were fated to meet and do the work together because one person had something to teach the other person. But with you guys, you've already done the work, and this tells me that this is like, I'm getting soulmate connection here, because we do have some karmic influences here. So I do think karma is involved, but I think the karma involved is good karma. I'm only getting positive, abundant karma for you guys. It's like you guys did something really good in a past life, really selfless in a past life, and in this life you are being rewarded, you are being gifted abundance, financial security in particular here. But because of this financial security, it really does boost the security within the emotional realms of the relationship as well. You guys are going to face a lot of fears together too. It's like you guys are whole before you meet, but people are going to view you guys constantly pushing or jumping hurdles, knocking down boundaries. I think people view you guys as being very inspirational as a whole. The couple that is literal goals. The couple that works together stays together. The couple that grinds together rides together. I just made that second one up there. Even the people who are jealous of your connection admire your connection. But as I said, there's just those very slight few that want a little bit of what you've got. The people who are unaware, the people who are a little bit greedy, who might try and get in the way of you guys because they either want you or they want them. So just look out for those people who are acting a little bit too friendly to you guys when it comes to your relationship. And then the other people, their jealousy is fueled by how much you guys inspire them. I feel family, friends being very supportive of this connection. I feel family and friends benefiting from this connection, actually. This could be financially, or experientially, is that a word? Experience-wise, because they get to come and stay at your beautiful home, and you know, they get to experience your beautiful wedding that's, you know, you've pulled out all of the stops. You know, you're both very successful together, but you're also both very generous with that success. So you do both like to make sure that your friends and your family are happy and well cared for. But yeah, the thing is with like your friends and family, part number 2, I genuinely feel that they don't, even if they, it's not that they can't have an opinion, and I genuinely don't see any negative opinion coming from like friends and family or people close to you. Other than, so I do have to remember, other than that one strong figure in the family, I think it could be yours, could be them, but I'm feeling it more on your side, who is a bit upset that you are moving away and that there's distance between you guys. I do feel like you could have a family member who's very codependent on you, or it could be them that has a family member who's very codependent on them, and it is that person who's a little bit like, no, like, why have you got to leave? Why have you got to live so far away? Okay, so bear in mind that could come up. But other than that, like your family, you guys hold so much power within yourselves singularly. Why am I using all of these words that I don't know if they exist today for you guys, part number 2? Maybe you guys are very well articulated, very well educated, very well articulated. And by the way, you don't have to be well educated to be well articulated. You are the powerhouses of your families and your friends groups. So no one can really try and control your connection, even if they wanted to. You guys have full control of your connections, full control of your lives, full independence, and you guys have decided to merge with each other and create a codependent relationship from 2 very healthy, independent people. And by the way, codependency has been deemed a term that is negative. It's not the case at all. When we get into a relationship, we are codependent. We are dependent on that person. We decide to get into a relationship so that we can be stronger with another person, so that we can merge finances, be richer, merge our strength and be stronger. So when we get with another person, we do become codependent, because if we didn't want to be dependent on another person, we would stay single. So codependence isn't a negative term. There is a thing which is toxic codependency, of course, but codependency as a whole is part of human nature. We thrive in couples, we thrive in groups, we thrive in communities. So you guys, when I say codependent, I don't mean it in a negative sense. I mean you've decided to be codependent with each other at a time where you're both very independent. And when you guys got together, it was a level of both of you being like, well, I know what I want and I'm not willing to settle, so I'm going to wait until my perfect person comes along. And you both did that. You both waited and you got together, and it was absolute bliss. So yeah, I'm going to leave that there. Part number 2, the perfect counterparts, because you chose number 2 as well, the perfect balance, the perfect counterparts, and the balance as well. Sorry, I didn't even mention the temperance card here. Beautiful, beautiful. Give and take between you guys. You know, there's not one person who's giving more, taking more. There's a balance between you guys. You both get each other, you both respect each other. This is really reminding me of like my grandparents' relationship, where it was just so plain sailing and beautiful. And maybe they had a skill of making it look more plain sailing than it was, but when I look and tap into your energy, it really reminds me of my grandparents' relationship. And you know, I don't know how they'd feel about me saying this, but they were having sex up until the end. They really were. I'm sure they made room every Sunday to do it. My grandma and grandpa are probably looking down at me right now, just being like, excuse me, could you just not share that part of our relationship? But yeah, they loved each other so much and they respected each other so much, and they really are my foundation when it comes to the relationship that I want in my life, or when it comes to my future spouse. And I can see it with you guys, and I can tell you from my heart, it's special, and it's so rare these days. But I'm very happy for you, part number 2. So yeah, I'm going to leave that there now. So if you liked this video, please drop me a like. It really helps the video circulate, helps the channel grow. And of course, please comment down below if you do have anything you want to say at all. I absolutely love hearing from you. Subscribe if you like content like this, because I want to see more of you. And take care of yourselves, part number 2. Goodbye. Part number 3, hello there beautiful, welcome to your reading. Let's find out how people will view you and your future spouse. And I must say, I am in love with your energy here today. This is an absolutely gorgeous spread. And of course it is, because you guys chose the heart card. Now, I do feel that I could be speaking to you and your future spouse, and both of you being put down on earth in this lifetime to find love. So you may have somebody where their destiny is to find their independence. You could have somebody where their destiny is to build a legacy through their career. But for you and your future spouse, you've both been sent down to find ultimate love. And any success that you've had around that is just a massive bonus for you both. But we could be looking at people with a North Node in Libra. We could be looking at people with a North Node in Cancer. I do want to say we could be looking at people with a North Node in Scorpio, and I do have North Node in Leo here on the board as well, so I'm going to throw that one out there too. So I am getting young love energy with this pile. So some of you may have met this person when you were younger, some of you may have known this person when you were younger and you met up again years later and ended up falling in love. Some of you may meet this person when your children are a little bit older. I want to say a little bit older. I'm thinking like age like 8 and upwards. And if none of this resonates with you guys, you could meet this person during some kind of training. Okay, this could be like an online course. This could be a physical course that you actually go to and you're surrounded by other students. Or a time of your life where you start a new job or some kind of training to do with a new job, I want to say. I'm getting a lot of, like I'm getting double-edged sword coming through, but I'm not even sure what the meaning of double-edged sword is. But it makes me think that you guys meet, and it could be a case of you building a very beautiful friendship and respect for each other, and not knowing whether it's a good idea to cross into a relationship, just in case you lose that friendship, just in case you lose that innocence that you have with each other. But eventually you do cross that boundary and you do end up going in for a relationship. And I do think Spirit wants me to mention that, because some of you may be in a situation where you have a friend or you have a colleague or something like that, where the relationship or the friendship, sorry, is so strong and so beautiful that it may be a question of, oh my god, are we ever going to take the next step? Is this ever going to develop into a relationship? And I'm here to say, yes, yes it will. Now, I want to say people can see that you two are a match, even potentially before you guys do. If this is a childhood thing, you could have had a lot of friends around you saying, you should get with blah blah blah, part number 3, because you'd make an amazing match. And you're like, no, okay. So there could be an element here of people just seeing you two together and being like, oh my gosh, like, why aren't they together? Why aren't they in a relationship? They are the perfect match. I think it's natural to have some form of baggage when you get into a relationship. I think it's very natural. I honestly don't think anyone can enter a relationship without any baggage, okay? But I do think that you guys enter the relationship, and again, it's like this young energy, and it makes me think some of you may not even be young, but you might have this hopeful kind of energy about you when you meet this person. And there's an element of being like, oh, okay, I don't want to offend anyone here, because it's going to sound a lot harsher than what I'm trying to say, because there's innocence to this. It could be that you meet this person shortly after a past relationship has ended, so you haven't had a chance to kind of like clear up the baggage from the past relationship. But it's not like, I'm not saying either one of you are going to be really toxic because you've not had time to clear up baggage from a past relationship. It's not like you're going to come in and be crap to each other because of it, and, you know, cry at night about somebody, a past partner, to your current partner, and mess up the relationship that way. Like, it's more of an innocence kind of thing, like, oh my gosh, this just came out of nowhere and we're going to get into a relationship, and oh my gosh, but it's coming so soon. I don't think I should really be doing this because I think I should take some time to myself, but I can't because this person is screaming at me like I need to be with this person. So there is an element of one of you or both of you working through past baggage in the relationship, but it's not because you're both unaware, it's because fate just kind of made it that way. But the beautiful thing about this is you guys help each other through each other's emotional baggage. You support each other through each other's emotional baggage, and that really bonds you both, because it's like, wow, like I can talk about the most difficult things to this person and they give me the space. I just look down at the space card and they give me the space to express, they give me the space for honesty, they give me the space to heal. It's like they really hold you and you really hold them whilst they're working themselves out, or whilst you're working yourself out after a previous relationship. Or if you guys do meet younger, this will be you guys probably working through your childhood traumas together. And I don't think you or them have ever met anybody who's as understanding before, who's ever allowed them to just express the good, the bad and the ugly. But even the ugly can be an opportunity for us to get to know each other on a deeper level and bond on that deeper level. So I really like that. And when you guys get together with the 5 of Wands in reverse, absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. One, you guys know that there's no more competition. You guys know that it is only them and they only want you. It's like, right, I ain't looking at another man, or I'm not looking at another woman for the rest of my life. This is my person, they are my support system. The word support system is coming through very, very strongly here for you guys. But also, if you or them have had a very tumultuous life before you meet each other, you really do calm each other's lives down. You could be watching this now and it could be chaos. There could be changes at every corner. You could be like, do you know what? Like, I'm a strong person. I can handle my SHIT, but I would really like a little bit of calm, a little bit more stability in my life. And when you meet this person ends the chaos. They end the instability. They bring peace, they bring calm, they bring support to your life. And people see this. People look at you both and they see how far you've came together because you have supported each other through the hard times, or even if it's just working through past hard times. And they feel the sense of calm that you both have when you're together. And you both could be, or one of you could be, the kind of person where family members or friends were always like, oh, pile number 3 is never going to settle down, or pile number 3's person will never settle down. They're just too wild, or, you know, they're just so, what's the word I'm trying to use here, but they're just so independent that they'll never settle, if you know what I mean. But then all the friends and the family witness you guys getting together, and either both of you taming the beast within, or one of you taming the beast within the other person, which makes me think there's a lot of adoration for this relationship as well, because there's a lot of gratitude for what you guys have done for each other and how you guys have calmed each other down and how you guys have stabilized one another. So friends, family, literally rejoice when it comes to this relationship. They're just like, yes, like, I want to say, like, I can see like a mother or a father figure like pulling you aside and just thanking you for what you've done for their son or daughter, and vice versa as well. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, something about you guys as well is you don't show the challenges that you've had on the surface. You have a lot of respect for each other and you keep your more difficult aspects of the relationship personal to both of you. So the respect is there as well, which is really beautiful. So people don't actually see the times where you've had to tame the beast. So again, from the outside looking in, you are the perfect couple, and on the inside you are the perfect couple, although every relationship will have challenges and they will face challenges at some point. So I'm not saying you guys are going to have challenges, and that's that. It's everyone. Every relationship is going to face challenges. So people don't see that though. People do not see it. Now, I do see you guys having children. I don't know whether you guys have always wanted 2 children, because I can see 2 children coming in here. I do see you guys being a very sociable couple as well, but mainly sociable when it comes to friends and family. I do see you guys inviting the family round the house a lot, having a lot of dinners at your place, hosting a lot of parties as well. And you and your future spouse, regardless of your age, because anyone watching this, you'll be of all different ages, but regardless of your age, you're going to have a very maternal and paternal, depending on your genders in the relationship, you're going to be very maternal or paternal as a partnership. And even family members who are older than you will still get this very loving, caring, maternal energy from your relationship. And the thing is as well, what's so inspirational about you guys is you have had every opportunity as a couple to take the darker road. You've had every opportunity as a couple to go down the dirt track. Sounds a little bit rude, I'm gonna stick with it because some of you will know what that means, some of you won't. But I don't even know why I had to even mention that. But some of you, sorry, you guys have had, as a couple, gosh, as a couple, you guys have had every opportunity to go down the dirt track, to go down the more difficult route. But you have continuously made decisions, stopped, thought about your relationship, thought about the love that you've had for each other or that you have for each other, and have decided to go down the easy route, have decided to take the most moral route. Okay? I think you've had opportunities to go elsewhere. I think they've had opportunities to go elsewhere. That's something else that's coming up here. Okay, with the Five of Wands in reverse, it can talk about, well, Five of Wands upright, sorry, can talk about competition. Okay, but you guys have always thought very, very smartly when it comes to the opportunity to F everything up. You guys will always choose the right decision when any type of issue presents itself within the relationship, regardless of what that issue is. That issue can be anything. And it really is a case of you will fight through anything together. If there's any challenges that have posed themselves, you guys will remain a couple. You guys will always make the decision. That means that you guys go forward as a couple, still remaining super, super tight. And this is a relationship like pile number 2, where no one can penetrate your relationship. No one can. You are solid. You really are like merged together so tightly, like people have no chance of getting in between you, whether that's because somebody wants you or somebody wants them, or whether that's because somebody disagrees with the relationship. And if they do, if anyone comes into your life and disagrees with your relationship, they are most probably a new friend that may have entered one of your lives who hasn't been integrated with like the family and the other friends who are jealous, is what I want to say. So the only people that you really have to look out for in this relationship who could try and get in the way of your love life is new friendships. You know, because I think you both are the kind of people where you may have a lot of people around you that you've known from childhood. You may have a lot of family. Maybe you've got a big family, maybe they've got a big family, maybe your families know each other as well, because there's a lot of integration with you guys. So it could be that your families knew each other from their childhoods as well. Or you guys introduced your families to each other when you got together and your families just vibed with each other. But yeah, the only people that pose any caution, I want to say, to this relationship are new people coming in to either the family or the friendship group. So just look out for those. And obviously, if anyone like that does come into your relationship, make sure you cut them out. Cut them out as soon as you notice any bad behaviour or foul play. I had a friend once, and it was actually a crazy situation that I still don't fully understand why it all happened, but I'm going to tell you the story. So I had this boyfriend who was absolutely amazing. I was so deep in love with this person, and I made 2 new friends. And I kind of class them as socialising friends, friends that I'll go out and I'll drink with, more than friends that I'll go around the house and speak deeply with. But these friends had a connection to this, my boyfriend's mum. I think they worked together. And one of these friends decided to take a liking to my boyfriend. So she decided to tell my boyfriend's mum at the time that I was seeing somebody behind his back with a Porsche. I've just got to bring that in there because the Porsche came in and it was like, where the hell did the Porsche come from and all that kind of stuff. And that I was a stripper on the weekends. So it got a little bit complicated because I'd be at my boyfriend's house, who lived with his mom at the time, and she made dinner, for instance, and then she'd come in with the dinner and there'd be no dinner for me. And my boyfriend would be like, where's Sarah's dinner? And she'd be like, well, Sarah can get her own dinner. Like, all of a sudden she's been like this with me and we didn't know why. And then we found out, probably about a couple of weeks later, this probably went on for a couple of weeks because it was just the weirdest situation because I didn't know what I'd done. And it came out that my boyfriend's mom was told that I was seeing somebody behind his back and that I'm a stripper on the weekends. And I was like, well, I spend a lot of time with this boyfriend. Like, I was with him like probably every day, if not, you know, maybe I added one day here or there. So I was like, on the weekends I'm with you, so how am I stripping? And also, have I got time to be seeing somebody else with a Porsche? So it all came out that this girl had made this up and that she was lying. And I thought it was the most bizarre situation ever. She also posed that she will have his children, whereas at the time I wasn't ready for children. So absolute madness and insanity. But it happens. So yeah, just throwing that out there, a little bit of a story time. But you know, together, I don't know whether there's like a lot of Leo conjunctions for you guys. I don't know whether one of you or both of you or whatever has an intercepted Leo in the chart. So interceptions are when a sign is eaten up by a house. So for instance, I have quite a few interceptions, and if you were born quite far up into the northern hemisphere, and I think it's the same with the southern hemisphere as well, you will be somebody who has a lot of interceptions. So we're looking at like northern Europe here. We have some crazy charts. So I have quite a few interceptions. So for instance, let's talk about my Aries interception, which is a little bit of a poo, but actually I have a Leo interception. I actually do have a Leo interception, so we'll talk about that. So my 7th house starts at Cancer. So I've got a Cancer 7th house, and then my 8th house skips Leo and it starts at Virgo. And Leo is just sitting inside my 7th house. It's not owning a house, it's basically just a guest in my 7th house. So if you've got an intercepted Leo or an intercepted sign and somebody comes into your life with a lot of energy in that sign, so if we talk about Leo, if I have somebody who comes into my life with like a Leo sun, for instance, or Leo Mercury, or just like a lot of Leo energy, it will bring me closer to that Leo interception. So having Leo intercepted, I don't have the Leo energies at hand. I still have Leo in my chart, but I don't have any foundation for that Leo energy, if you know what I mean, to be able to go in and reach into that Leo part and utilize that Leo part in my day-to-day life. Does this make sense? I'm not always the best at explaining things. So the energy's there, but it's deep, deep, deep within. It's deep within you, and it's a bit of a journey to go and find that energy. But if somebody comes in with a lot of Leo energy, they will give you like a pathway or a direction to your own Leo energy. Oh God, that's confusing. I've probably confused you, haven't I? But yeah, we could be looking at both of you or one of you or something to do with Leo interception and somebody bringing in that Leo energy. So together you are like a very Leo couple, I want to say. We do have the Strength card here, which does represent Leo. So there's a lot of fire within your energy. You're a couple that stands out. I want to say you both have the ability to shine separately. I'm not saying you don't, but when you get together, you guys shine bright. It's like you're a star couple. You're the couple that everybody knows about. And the thing is, like, everybody wants what you guys have, but the jealousy isn't there because everyone around you and loves you, and you only allow people around you that really love you both. But I don't know whether there's a little added extra to this where your future spouse could come in and push you to be a little bit more confident. Now, this confidence could be confidence in your appearance, confidence in your expression, or with the 6th house here, it could be more confidence, it could be health. Your future spouse could be a fitness instructor, a nutritionist, a nurse, we could even say a doctor here, or they could just have a very healthy lifestyle and it helps you be more healthy, or it could be something to do with work. They may push you to be more open to your opportunities with regards to work, where there could be some things, some dreams that you have, and you're like, oh God, I'd love to do that, but no, I don't think I could. And your future spouse comes in and they're like, oh babe, like you 100% could, can, and will. Could be that kind of energy coming in. So there's a lovely benefit here where it does push you both to be a lot more expressive, I want to say, in some kind of way. But yeah, the most beautiful thing about this relationship is you both do give each other space as well. You know, you're very merged together, you're very tight knit, but you also have so much trust in one another that you allow the other person to express themselves as an individual. You push each other to, you know, push for each other's goals and things like that, you know, and there's no jealousy there. So there's freedom when it comes to this relationship. No matter how merged you are, there is freedom. And I think that's absolutely beautiful, and it's great that you guys are able to find that balance between being a couple, being tight, and also being able to give each other's freedom and individuality as well. So there we go. Part number 3. I'm going to leave that there. I really do hope you like this reading, and if you did make it this far and you did like it, I do ask that you pretty please drop me a lovely like down there. Also, if you have anything to say at all, please comment, because I absolutely adore hearing from you guys. And if you do like content like this, be sure to subscribe, because it means that you get notified whenever I post a brand new pick a card reading, and I want to see more of you. So yes, take care of yourselves, you beauties. Goodbye.